Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 13 and has autism. We paint together working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings, and then I paint the rest. So, I'm laughing at myself because I was going to do a whole different little scenario here, and here I am doing this. So, this happens a lot. My brain tells me I'm going to do one thing, and then I sit down and there's something else happening. But it's okay, because if you know, you've watched before, I just keep painting until we get to where we're going, and that's what happens. So, we shall see. I felt like I needed some blue flowers on this red. I just thought it would be fun. So I'm just gonna do some blue flowers on this red. We might end up with some other stuff in there too, but that's where we're going with, at least. And so we're just gonna kind of work it through and see where it ends up. So I feel like I'm starting off again like I did yesterday. I have this, I guess it's just sinus stuff, but I guess I almost said I don't feel bad, but I have so many other things that are going on, so we're just gonna leave it at that. But I just keep clearing my throat, so sorry, bear with me here. Bear with me. Oh, the words in our English language crack me up sometimes, because bear, like bear with me. And then there's the big old grizzly bear. So we're just full of all kinds of information here. So, and I'm sure like most of that's going to be covered up as I go along anyways, so that's the way we roll. Owen had a great night yesterday with our friend. We hadn't seen her in maybe a month with all this crazy weather, something like that. I don't know. All my days are blending together. And so we were able to go to dinner last night, but I hadn't told him that we were meeting her, because usually we go and do the same thing, and I wanted him to do something different, because he gets, don't we all, but we get stuck in those moments where we can only do one thing with this or that or something. So I wanted him to be able to do something different. So we went to a different restaurant last night, and it was great because I was able to not tell him that we were going, and well, I told him we were going on an adventure, and words really mean everything to him. So I told him that we were going on an adventure when he got home from school. We had a appointment with his program rep consultant, and then we were going to leave after that. And so the night that was, the night before is when I told him that we were going to do that. And so he was like an adventure. He watches different videos, cartoon videos from different characters, and they go on adventures. And so this was exciting to him that we were going to go on this adventure. So we finished with his rep. Once he got home, she left. She wasn't here very much longer. And then he was excited. He loves like seeing her, and then he loves watching people like drive away. That's like a big thing for him. And so she got in her car and drove away, and that, like I said, made him very happy, because I'm not quite sure what, like, if it's the action or if it's the process, but he loves it. And the more people that he sees do it, the more that he wants to see people do it. So anyways, he has his little routine that he tell them bye-bye, thank you for coming, we'll see you later, love you, and so forth and so on. So he did that, and then I still didn't tell him that our adventure was our friend. And so once we did a couple things, we got in the car, and I told him that we were driving to Nitro, and then I asked him to guess where we were going. And after we have other things that are in that area. So after a few wrong guesses, he guessed right. And he asked if we could pick up Cassidy, our friend that we were meeting. And I redirected him because I didn't want to give it away. I wanted it to be the surprise. So we got to the restaurant, and she came to meet us at the car, and we surprised him. He was so surprised. He was so happy to see her, and so thrilled that we were there. So they have a great bond, and it's just wonderful because he just smiled and was so happy to be there with her. And he likes, when we usually do the things that we usually do with them, we usually take her back home, and then they would sit under her trees for a few minutes and just look at the trees and look at the sky and everything. But because we were meeting her, she had offered to go to the park with us, and he quickly said, "Owen not going," which I didn't expect that he would, because it's hard for him to kind of, he had like one surprise, which was a huge, big deal for him. And so going and doing something else after that would have been just a lot for him. So, and she understood. She's been around him. She knows that it was, but she just wanted to offer because, it was, he likes to do the things he likes to do. So, but he had such a good time, and he talked about it all night once we got home, and it was just wonderful. It's just wonderful to be able to make him happy and excited about everything, So he's ready to go do it again, and hopefully. Kind of sad I put that there because I liked the look of what it was, but it's okay. Things happen. Things happen. Things happen, people. So we'll just keep adding other stuff. But I asked him if he wanted to go on an adventure today when he got home, and he said no. He didn't want to do any more adventures. And, going out on a Tuesday, unless he knows exactly what he's doing or where we're going, that really, honestly, was a huge, huge step for him. He did incredible. And so to have him go out with that and to do everything, it really was amazing. So I understand that he doesn't really want to go do something else or, do the other moments. Let's see. I'm going to do another one over there. Like I said, I'm sad that I put that on top of there, only because I liked, it felt very random, and now this feels a little muddled altogether. It's no big deal, but just kind of what I wanted it a little more subtle or something. So Owen should be home pretty soon. And yesterday their internet at school went out, and that is not something that he can really, I don't want to say he can't handle it, because he can, but it's just one of those, and who doesn't? I mean, I'm with him. I don't want the internet to go out because it's really not that fun. But he was struggling with it. So his teacher had sent me a message making sure he wanted to make sure that the internet was on at home, which I told her it was, because he gets very upset about that. He'll start asking before we're even home if the internet is working or if it's out or something. So we always have to make sure that the internet is doing what it's supposed to do. So the internet is, as far as I know, doing what it's supposed to do. So hopefully it will continue that. I know what I'm going to do. Now, that one looks more like a leaf right now. So I'm going to try to put a thin stem right there. It's going to tell me to go get Owen.
This is a reminder. Get Owen.
I have a hippie shake, as I call it. I have Hashimoto's, which is thyroid. And so I shake a little bit. And that, So he'll be home in about 30 minutes. And I can't wait to hear about his day. I will offer to see if he wants to go on another adventure, but I am 99.9% positive that adventures are not going to be what's happening for our afternoon. So I could be wrong. Oops.
This is a reminder.
So, a couple little more doodads here and there. And I think we are, I think we're almost there. I like to add sometimes too much, sometimes not enough. So now I'm going to go this direction and really get myself telling myself I shouldn't have done it, but you know, that looks better. They're wild. This is a wild one. Okay. So that, I think, is where we're gonna leave this. All right, so I'm gonna sign O for Owen. And then L. I like to have all the whistles and the bells going off at the same time while I'm doing this, because, you know. And then B. All right. Thanks so much for watching and being a part of our day. Toodles, toodles.